walk us through that story and like what happened.
Yeah. So it was right before I went to street crime. So I probably had like 4 or 5 years on the road total. And me and my buddy were chilling at one of the spots where we go. We black out. No one, no society can't find you. And it tones out shooting at McDonald's. Right, we're in the hood. That's not that uncommon. But then they're like, calls keep coming in. Is an active shooter, and we're like, man, 3/4 of a mile away. It's on the main drag. We're a couple back streets in, so we go hauling balls, and as we're pulling up, people are pouring out. So, and we're asking them the questions. Where is he? Where is he? And they're like, how many people are in there? They're saying it's just one. And then, so of course, when we get there, we're listening to decide whether or not it's one of two calls. If we heard gunshots, it's an active shooter. If we didn't, we kind of wait. We thought we could hear the person talking to another person. So we're telling dispatch, I don't know what these people are saying. There's 2 people in there.
In the McDonald's.
Okay. There's at least 2. No gunshot. So when we get there, we're waiting, and we're about to go in the back door. I'm like, this is it. Like, I don't know. A lot of people see it on TV, and a lot of people expect to do it. At that time, it's different than in the military. That mindset, like, I'm about to go in here and kill this person. Like, it was so surreal. And then we didn't hear anything, and they pretty much told us stand down and make it a barricade until you guys on scene tell us different. So somebody races up an F-150, and I back out, and I hold a slice of the window where I knew that they were on the other side of it. Deputies start surrounding it, and then the deputies on the south side of the building started exchanging gunfire with this person and through the drive-through.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, all right. Somehow, the only thing that was hit was the milkshake machine. But no human was struck. So, and I guess because drive-through glass is like the different type of glass that the rounds didn't go straight through.
Oh, wow.
So, so now they're exchanging gunfire with us. So I'm holding this slice, and I could see movement, like an arm come out, and I'm like, and it was determined before this that the person's mentally ill through the cameras. That's just them. They're talking to themselves.
Oh, wow.
So they were mentally, they were like.
And there's 2 dudes in there?
Just one.
Oh, just one guy.
It was one. It turns out, Tarantino, the story for you, it's a chick.
Oh.
So when she was yelling, she sounded like a dude. When she was talking, she was going in and out of like different tones of voice.
Weird.
Made it sound like 2 people were in there. So, and it was, so I sat with my M4 for like an hour and a half just watching. And I was like, essentially, she had just gotten an exchange. If she came out with a gun into that window, I was going to shoot her. And I was like, man, this is really weird. Like I had come down from the initial, so I was like kind of chill with that decision.
Yeah.
And then, the Bearcats arrived. I changed out in the middle of the road, got in the back of the Bearcat, and then I was done with that. And then for the rest of the night, I was chill. Because, there's a big difference between SWAT and patrol is that SWAT, you're responding to it. You've been to those calls a million times. Yeah. You're mentally prepped. You have that Bearcat ride over there. And then patrol, you're sitting there, laughing and joking with your buddies. And then 30 seconds later, your brain's there.
Mm-hmm. And your adrenaline's through the roof. SWAT, when they're rolling up, you have the mindset, and you're already getting prepared.
Well, you know what you're going to
on
a SWAT call out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they teched her out, robots, drones, gassed her. She finally, after they gassed the shit out of the McDonald's, which was open a couple days later, blew me away.
The chicken tastes a little funky.
Yeah, that gas
Time is money, dude.
No, that's just no joke.
And,
it ain't going away after 2 days.
So, so she came out voluntarily, ended without anybody hit with rounds. But that was just, for some reason, that call, the combination of me at the door, I had a more experienced dude with me behind me, and he was like, dude, are you ready? We're about to go in here. And I'm like, because like I said, a minute later, we were fucking laughing 50-60 at each other in a dark spot where we were, and 60 seconds later, I'm like I'm about to go in and kill an active shooter to save a hostage that's in there. We were just waiting for one more round to go off, and that was going to be it. And it never happened. So that, and then mixed with me sitting at the end, you know, with my rifle pointed, ready to kill this person when they came out with a gun because they had already exchanged gunfire. Negotiations, she wasn't responding to anything. And so, like, those two things alone, and then, like I said, the SWAT part was nothing. That was like that was like a relaxing part. And then we went home. I was supposed to be home at 2 in the morning. I had to stay over. We stay over all the time. I got home at like 6 or 7 in the morning. And the crazy thing about police work is that you have to get up there and do it all over again. There's no, if everybody from that shift on that scene was like, hey, I need a day off after that, which you do.
Yeah.
Your brain
but you
needs a day
ain't
off.
getting it, dude. Like, unless you fired that gun, you ain't getting the day off.
There's nobody coming in to, you know, to replace you. You have to go in. It's like, you know, so I remember I woke up, I felt so hungover. It was the adrenaline.
Yeah.
I was like, I had the worst headache all day. I snapped at an old lady at 7-Eleven. Like, I was just not there. And, but I mean, this is one of those things when you become a cop, you know this. There's really no,
you don't know that.
That's true.
You don't.
You do know that.
We know that now, but you don't when you start.
Yeah, well, I think when you start, I think you think that probably isn't going to happen to you. That realistically, like, I thought that, you know, until I was in my first shooting and I'm in the moment. Like, I drove you by the apartment complex, you know. It's tough, dude. Like, it's funny you said that about 940. We call it 940, but meeting up with your buddies, you know, your partner, and then a minute later you're in this shootout. That exact same scenario happened to me. We were in a parking lot, an old Kmart parking lot at like midnight, and me and my buddy were like, literally the same thing. Like, oh man, it's so slow tonight, nothing going on. Probably 5 minutes later, we're in a pretty wild shootout. So to go from, and again, what people don't get to see is you're in a super static environment where nothing is going on and you're just bullshitting with your buddy. And then next thing you know, like you said, 30 seconds later, 60 seconds later, you're literally in a situation where it's like, I might have to kill somebody, or I'm going to get killed, or you end up in a shooting and kill somebody. Like, that's the crazy thing about law enforcement, dude, that like people just don't understand. And they don't give us the credit for.
No. And then when you're done with that call,
you're expected to do it again.
You're going to drive around for a few minutes, maybe get something to drink, meet somebody for a few, and then you're going to get another call. And then that call is maybe a child abuse or domestic violence. Well, it could be any, but what I'm saying is that you're going to have to now change your whole mindset and give that person your full attention when you've almost died and killed someone.
What you get good at when you do that, you get good at hiding it, and you get good at going, I'm on my own. I can manage all of this. There's nobody out here. I am the police. I am solving everybody's fucking problems in the world.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anybody that can solve mine. Now, some guys get married to the right woman. Some guys find God. Some guys trust a therapist. But I think most young cops are like I'm good. And it's, you know, they just.
That's how it compiles.
Yeah.